I think it actually started out when we were doing a family Bible reading, and my dad was telling us, he was like, what are you doing that's for the gospel? How are you making the gospel look beautiful?
You know, I would sit and listen to the missionaries that we brought in on Sundays, and it just made me start questioning, you know, what am I doing in my life? Do I need to sell everything and sell my house and just go move to some like third world country?
When I first got into Brookdale, I was still pretty involved at Grace, so I was thinking I wouldn't need to get involved at Brookdale. I didn't want to spread myself too thin, so I really prayed about it, and I felt like the Lord really wanted me to get involved at Cru, and so I did.
I knew of one other Christian at my workplace, so I was like, dude, I think we're going to start a Bible study. We're going to just start coming early before work every week, and we're going to start a Bible study. And he's like, it's so weird you said that, because I was thinking kind of the same thing. I was like, all right, then we're going to do this.
We went to our principal, we got papers signed, we went to our Sir Sangley, who was our math teacher, and we knew he was a Christian, and we asked him if he would be the advisor, and we had 37 people actually sign up, which is awesome. But faithfully on a given week, we have about 10 or so people that show up, which is still awesome in a school of 300 people.
Once a week we come in before work, about half an hour before work, and we get into it, and we let other people know we were doing it. And for the most part, it was just him and I. For a long time, we'd have customers come and join us sometimes. We'd have other employees come and join us.
Typically, we go through a book last semester, this previous one, we went through Galatians. And so we'd switch off. There would be lessons some weeks, and there would be small groups in other weeks.
I prep just by reading and kind of going to some other commentaries.
It's definitely a challenge because every week you gotta, prepare a thing, and some weeks you're just like, man, I don't want to do this, but that's just I feel like that's just me and my own flesh that I don't want to do that.
I think with what Craig and everybody's been talking about with the mission-minded kind of mentality, we've kind of turned the bend a little bit and made it more about let's pray for specific people in our workplace. Let's make this a little bit more of a accountability type thing.
With Jesus in the gospel, he would always be teaching people, and he'd always be saying make disciples as I'm making disciples. And in Craig's Sunday school class, we've been talking about a lot about that too, and just the fact that you need to make disciples. And I've been trying to do that.
I got the opportunity to be with these people who didn't really have a good grasp of Christianity. And there was questions being asked where I was able to look back at what I believe and really dig down into my faith and find answers to why I believe what I believe.
People ask me a lot about it. I don't care if I'm known as that Christian girl, that's awesome, you can call me that Christian girl. And people ask me questions all the time, like what do you do again? What do you do? And that's just a question that opens up so much discussion that I can, well, since you asked, let me tell you. And so I think that's really cool. And we get our picture in the yearbook as a club, and so people have seen it. What do you, so it just gets people wondering, people thinking.
It's also been a blessing to just come to work with a different perspective. Hey, I'm not just selling things here. This is our mission field now. This is where we're going to try to share Christ with people, and we don't have to do it on our own. There's some guys that we can help each other out. So it's been a blessing in that way.